Let us not forget who the real evil is at this club. And let's not just point fingers at individuals or players or everybody else, because who hires the manager? Who hires the people who sign the players? Who manages the recruitment? Who's the real evil at this club? Who's the one that the legends criticize and say, you know what, he's the problem? Who's the one that Henri was talking about the other day? Who's the one that Daniel Ike is trying to save us from? Who's the one that we are all trying to realize that is the nutcase that's stopping us from progressing? Who's the guy that we were protesting the other day? Who is the guy that we are all talking about? It's no other than the man himself, Stan Kroenke. You know what? I had high hopes. I had high hopes for the manager. I had high hopes for summer signings. I had high hopes for young players to improve and become top talents. It's just days like yesterday just absolutely kill your hopes and dreams for the club that you support and everything else. You know what? I'm done talking about it right now. I want to hear your takes on it. I want to hear what you guys got to say. I want to hear what the fans got to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what you guys think, what you guys are saying. Tell me what you guys are talking about, because at this point, I'm over it. I'm over talking about my piece, but let's talk about what's actually going on. So there's reports that Arteta Stan Kroenke has given his verdict on Arteta's situation. Stan Kroenke has given his verdict on Arteta's situation, and you're gonna be quite shocked. You're gonna be quite shocked. So his verdict on Arteta is Arteta is increasingly under pressure, transforming Arsenal's fortunes, but has accepted it will be given until the start of next season. If Arteta survives the poor opening of the 2021-2012 season, his role will be in serious jeopardy at that point. So for Arteta, this whole situation has not really changed anything. Not changed anything at all. He's still going to be in the job. He's still going to be given time, and it just seems like it's just going to continue. But yeah, let's get Gunnar Express on. Gunnar Express, what are you saying?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Chilling, man. Very somber morning. Everyone's kind of down. What's your whole take on the whole situation,
man? Well, I don't know what to say. Like, we shouldn't be feeling how we are right now. We should be going to a Europa League final. You know, we should be happy that we have a chance to beat Man United. But obviously that's not going to happen because the players and the manager couldn't get the job done yesterday. So.
Yeah. Okay. What do you say? I know the whole. You heard my stance on the whole Arteta thing. I'm not really gonna get into it too much. But do you get? I get why you're Arteta. I get why everyone's Arteta. But at this point, do you feel like we need to just, as a collective, move in one direction?
Yeah, the fans do need to, eventually just come together now and fight for one cause. That's Arteta needs to go. That's the Kroenkes need to go. And that everybody around them needs to go as well. Because, yes, Edu might have done a good job. Yes, Vinay may be good in his position. But what you've got to realise is they're all, Kroenke signings in terms of who he's hired. So whether they're doing a good job or not, I want them all gone. There's no point of keeping any sort of link to the Kroenkes in any way, shape or form. So they all need to go.
Yeah. And do you feel like as long as they're still here, the club will continue?
Of course it will. I mean, again, we should be doing better than we have done this season with the squad we have, with the players that we have. But yeah, in terms of going back to where we deserve to be, or where we should not deserve to be, sorry, where we should be, which is Champions League, stuff like that, never going to happen under the Kroenkes.
So what do we do at this point?
Well, I've been saying it for weeks. We've got to stop buying merch. We've got to stop going to games. You've got to, stop ourselves from doing it. And I mean, I was told that, oh yeah, shirt sales won't do anything, this and that. And I'm sorry, but it will. Every single person from now on that tells me that shirt sales will do nothing to stop the Kroenkes, you're lying to yourselves, because it will. We've seen it with Man United. Adidas said that their shirt sales dropped and they were not happy. Obviously, when all the fans went and protested in the stadium, they started sitting on all the Adidas branded stuff, which will have annoyed Adidas even more. We've got to do the same thing. This whole thing yesterday about we can't protest today because of a massive game. I'm sorry, I find it so pathetic from every single fan that said that, because at the end of the day, this getting Kroenke out should mean more than a Europa League semi-final. And obviously, if it doesn't to a lot of people, no one cares. Not enough. Man United got their biggest game of the season, their biggest rivalry, cancelled and postponed because they were not happy with their owners. And we can't even do that in a Europa League semi-final. It's so sad. It really is. And one thing that I will say is, so quickly, is that every single fan that went to the protest, in quotation marks, if you want to call it that, yesterday, and clapped the players, I hope you're as angry as I am and how many other people are, because you went all the way to the Emirates yesterday to cheer these players on. And what did they do? They still played shit. They still showed no fight. They didn't care. And when Kesh asked the question a while ago, I think it was on Jess's channel actually, he said, would fans being in the stadium make a difference? And this is why I don't think it will, because we've just seen the fans go and cheer the players on and give them some energy, and they still went and played like shit. So the fans cannot do anything now other than be negative, in a sense, in terms of getting rid of the manager, in terms of criticising the owner, in terms of doing things like that, because we've tried to be positive. It hasn't worked. So the only way forward now is to protest. That's it. That's all we can really do right now.
Yeah, and to make things worse, did you hear about the whole Super League thing? How, based on the fact that our participation in the Super League, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham will all be hit with some sort of sanctions or fine by the Premier League, with a significant fine, by the way, they said, for attempting to break away into the Super League last month, according to latest sources.
But if this is the Premier League, did you say, that's going to put these sanctions on UEFA, the Premier League? So my question to the Premier League is this: how dare you say we're for the fans, we're for the clubs, we're against the owners, this and that, and you're going to fine the club? Find the owners. Don't fine the clubs, because that fining the clubs, you know what's going to happen, don't you? People will lose their jobs if you're fining the clubs substantial amounts of money. They're going to sack people so they can.
But they have no
profit.
But what they would say in rebuttal, I'm not defending the Premier League.
Yeah, I know.
Is that they're saying we physically cannot fine a person or individual as an owner. What we can do is we can fine the club that we are associated that they're associated with. In hindsight, basically fining the owner.
Well, again, in that case, then don't do anything, because I can tell you that we've already seen it with the Kroenkes. Look, when they laid off 50 people, it was sad. However, it wasn't like they laid off important people in terms of in the environment we're in right now. The people that have been laid off were people like, the servers, in terms of food and drinks and stuff. So for them, it was probably better to get laid off so they can go and get a job they can actually work, because they can't work right now. Because I've seen people saying that, oh, the 50 people that got laid off, what if they were advisors to Arteta and stuff like that? And I'm thinking, they would never do that. They were laying off people that aren't deemed needed at the moment. But more people will get laid off from all the clubs, because look at Tottenham and Arsenal, for example. We're in debt. Man United are in debt. We can't pay all these workers with these players that are on stupid salaries and then get a massive fine. The first thing that will be on the list in terms of who we're going to get rid of are workers that aren't deemed important enough by the owners. So if the Premier League is willing to force a lot of people to lose their jobs and be okay with that, go ahead. But I can tell you now, the fans won't be happy about it.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Oh, man. Gio, what are you saying?
Man, just sad times, man. You know, I have you know how I feel about Arsenal. They've been in my heart because I used to, I'm an AC Milan fan, but Wow, I don't know. Yesterday, I felt like you guys are dead, dude. I mean, all this expectation from Partey, and then like Ozil, everybody has always protected him, saying that he's class, and then he takes a dig. You know, that good evening and stuff over here in the States. They make a lot of fun, a lot of immigrants like that, because English is not their first language. So I took that was a dig, and big up to Bakayo Saka, because he was trying to talk to Emery after the post game, because we have like this channel Univision over here, and then his assistant was saying like, "Oh, Bakayo Shaka wants to talk to you," but since English is not his first language, he didn't know if it was Bakayo or if it was actually Granit Shaka. So I don't know. I was just disappointed how nobody showed any heart. All that game needed yesterday was heart, and you guys would have smashed them.
Hmm. Yeah, and are you surprised? Let me ask you this: you guys got Gazitas, and at points this season, you were thinking we owed Gazitas an apology. Have you changed your tune on Gazitas? Do you think he's just as bad as everybody else?
Yeah, I sent you a super chat. Gazeta Snake Maldini. He tried to fire him for Ralph Ragnick, and now he did the Super League behind his back. Like, that's why I said that I apologize to every Arsenal fan. That I told him that Gazetas, maybe he learned from his job, but he didn't learn nothing. He just learned to snake Maldini twice. I don't know why Maldini stayed. I wouldn't want to work with somebody that's gonna, like, an employer that's gonna not taking me into consideration. Come on, Maldini, 5 Champions League winner. You think he wants to go to a Super League when you don't have to earn it? Sports is about earning it. I know they say like American sports and all that stuff, but you still have to make it to the playoffs. You still have to have a good season to be able to win a championship here in American sports. So this whole Super League and all that stuff, that's all Gazetas. I just want Gazetas to go, and if Elliot doesn't want to back anything, they can go too. They're a vulture fund. They bought Argentina, like I was telling Shucks. They bought Argentina because they went bankrupt and stuff like that. So you already know what type of owners we have.
Yeah, it's actually sickening. What are you gonna do? But yeah, honestly, man, talking about Arsenal, there's so many deep-rooted issues at this club. It's not even just the owner. Everybody he's hired is as bad. I get it. It all goes back down to the owner. But everybody's bad. Even if we keep this owner for this foreseeable future, like a year or two, how are we gonna get any better, bro? Hello? Are you guys there?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know whose idea was it. Will Mislintat, but because look what he done at Stuttgart. I know Stuttgart not a big club as Arsenal. Before everybody jumps on me, but they were in the second division, and now they're like in sixth and seventh place in the Bundesliga after 1 year of his recruitment. If the owners didn't want to splash the cash for like a Grealish, and they should have just kept him, because he would have found those gems,
Bro, it's actually
and then they clash. He didn't want Lichtsteiner, and then they wanted Lichtsteiner, and then he just said, "Oh, okay, you said you guys wanted to go in like a BVB direction. Now I'm trying to get these gems, and now you don't want to listen to me. You want to bring in a retired Lichtsteiner and put him on 100 grand a week."
It's crazy. But yo, let's just talk about this Kroenke thing. Have you guys heard this latest news? Listen to this.
Kroenke is expected to reject the first bid from Ek, but it will mark the start of what could prove to be a long drawn-out attempt by Ek to wrestle control from Kroenke, whose popularity among Arsenal fans is now lower than ever.
And also, Daniel Ek also reported this from Sky Sports.
Daniel Ek did not make his bid before yesterday because he did not want to distract MIKEL Arteta and the team.
So Daniel did not want to make his bid before yesterday's game because he did not want to distract the team or anything else. But now that all this has happened, he's gonna formally submit his first bid of 1.8 billion. It's most likely going to be rejected, and there will subsequently be a long negotiation period where I don't think the club will be sold to Daniel Ek. I think there's going to be a buyer who's going to have to come in that has a lot more money than Daniel Ek, to prize it away from the Kroenkes. And today there was reports that there was going to be an Arab consortium to come in also. Did you hear anything about that, Gunner Express?
No, but I bloody hope it's true, because I said it a long while ago before Ek even appeared on the scene. I don't want Dangote. I don't want your casual owner like that. I want an Arab prince or some, one of these guys that has immense amount of money. And I don't mean 10, 15 billion. I mean in the hundreds of billions, like Sheikh Mansour does, who has a country behind them, for example, again, like PSG. Because these guys, it's not just about the money. It's that a lot of them don't actually care for the business in terms of the business side of it. They care just about making that club successful. Sheikh Mansour probably, I bet he does nothing in terms of the business side for Man City. All he does is take a little bit of money out of his wallet, puts it into Man City, takes it back when they get it back, and that's all he has to do. And he watches the matches and he watches them win a Champions League final this season if they win it. That's who I want. Someone who does not care for making money, who cares more about wanting to actually win and succeed. There's a guy, I think he's from Malaysia. He's another one of the princes. He's linked with Man United. His own quotes are, "I don't care for the business side and the money aspect. I just want to win things because I enjoy watching my teams that I own win things." That's who I want, someone like that. Because Ek might be wonderful, but he's not rich enough to the point where he can't just not worry about the business. He's got to still make money from it. Whereas these guys that are worth 500 billion or 200 billion, they don't need to care about the money. They've got money to last them for 18 lifetimes. Like, they don't care about the money.
Man said Arab money. All right, let's just before we get into that, I'm gonna just read this out. I'm gonna get this read out.
You heard it here first. Arsenal is now up for sale. Stan is set to sell most of his years, not all. This Daniel guy and some Saudi guys are on the case. I said 6 months before. Now seems it is happening immediately.
So it looks like Kroenke is now more than ever looking like likely to sell, but this source is not 100% reliable. It is the bottom of the corner. I don't know anything about bottom of the corner. Actually, I have more followers than them on Twitter, so I don't know if I can really trust it. But yeah, we'll see. Abdul, what are you saying?
Hey, what are you saying, Gal? You good, bro?
Bro, it's this whole thing is mad. What are you saying?
No, I don't just following the comments. I was following what Gruner Express said, and obviously, there's about a million different ways I could throw shade and give banner and be salty. But you know what? I'm not even here for that today. I'm here just. Wait, who's that?
No, that was Specs.
So obviously, I hear what Gruner is saying about the new owner. To be honest, I've always said the thing about owners is you don't necessarily need someone who's going to splash loads and loads of money. Because look at Leicester, for example. They are a very, very good team, but you don't see them splash loads of cash every year. They just run, what's it called? Shut up, Saucy Belled, man. What was it? So they run their club properly. They don't even spend big dough every year. They sold us Chilwell for 50 million and they got Castagna and Fofana. That's good business, isn't it? They binned Maguire for 80-odd million pound. And look what they've done from there. They went and got they built a new training complex.
Yeah, but you don't do that. You don't do that without the Leicester's owner. Leicester's owner has actually pumped in, I would say, the 4th or 5th most money out of all the top Premier League teams from the latest report from Swiss Ramble. So when you look at teams like Aston Villa, who's pumping in second, who's third after Chelsea and thing, Leicester's 4th. Let me get the Swiss Ramble report, because the Swiss Ramble report basically tells you straight up that, it shows you who's actually cares. It shows you which teams actually put their money in and invest from the top down. And when you have guys like that, when you got guys like them investing big money, it shows you, they care. Newcastle owner, he doesn't care. Right?
No, he doesn't.
Do you think he cares if, as long as the club keeps his value, he can sell the club on. He's made a profit. That's all he cares about.
I hear that. I'm just saying, ultimately, the thing is that I think what people have substituted, I think people have gone why clubs before the Premier League, even in the first division, were so successful. It was never so much about splashing the most cash. Yes, fair enough, Man City do have a lot of money, and that's why they're as successful as they are. But it's almost to the detriment of not understanding that they are a very, very, very well-run football club. There was a period, if the season when they actually, when they won the Premier League and got 100 points, we actually spent more money than them in the transfer window, net and overall. But the reason why they managed to go there is because their recruitment at the time was light years ahead of ours. And that's the problem with Arsenal. You've been spending money, not loads, granted, but you've been spending money. Unfortunately, the recruitment has just been poor. So what you need an owner who's going to come in and put the right people in place, good recruitment, strategies. And from there, you don't even have to spend the biggest money. You could get someone like a Fofana for 30 odd million and he'd be class. Because Fofana's worth more than 30 million. And I think we're going to agree with that. So it's more about how well you run your club as opposed to splashing loads of money. But I hear what Bruno Express is saying.
Yo, Abdul, big up to you, man. Thanks for coming on. Yo, honestly, people, if you guys want to jump on, this is your moment. Let me know what you guys are saying. Tell me your thoughts, because there's a lot of people who are Arteta out. There's a lot of people who've been voicing their opinion about Arteta, about the owner, about the investment. Let me ask you guys this, guys. If we were any other club, if we were Chelsea, Man City, Tottenham, any of the top clubs, even the lesser clubs, how many clubs would actually have kept Arteta in this situation?
None.
Who would have kept him? Newcastle, probably, but that's it, right?
Exactly, none. Like who would keep a manager when they've just failed like that? I'm sorry, I don't. Obviously the likes of West Brom, etc., would be crying to get it to where we was in the Europa League. But come on, like you can't fail like that. At the end of the day, his contractual objectives were to get top 4. He failed that. His other objective was to do well in Europe, which, if he's not going to get top 4, doing well in Europe is winning it, which he didn't do as well. He was meant to build a philosophy around the team, and I'm sorry, but we can't. Yesterday, right, when we were looking at, just before the match started, we were doing a little pre-match show thing, right? And one thing that I realised when we're looking at the lineup is none of us could predict where players are going to play, how we're going to play, what formation we're going to play, all this stuff. And that says to me that we don't have a philosophy because we don't even have a style of play. We're that fragmented every single game. The fans can't even predict how the team are going to play, how we're going to set out, all that kind of thing. So for me, he's failed every single contractual objective. So by that logic, you have to go, if you work at Tesco or, Walmart, if you're American, and you're a manager and you begin to fail your contractual objectives or your quotas, whatever else, you're going to get fired. That's just it. And MIKEL Arteta's on £6 million a year. So he's failing, but he's still earning £6 million a year, which is mad.
Let's look at favorites to replace him. Let's look at the favorites to replace him. And I know this doesn't mean anything, but of course, we're just going to do it anyways. So these are the favorites to replace Arteta. You have, this is actually hilarious. So in order, it's Allegri, Brendan Rodgers, Benitez, Vieira, Diego Simeone. Then you have Eddie Howe. Then you have Freddie Ljungberg, Sol Campbell, Steven Gerrard, Arsene Wenger 40-1. And just for Benz, they put Sam Allardyce 50-1 odds. Right? Ralph Ragenhudo. So there you go. Scott Parker's not on the list and Graham Potter's not on the list. Why do people keep mentioning them?
Because they're better managers. I think looking at those options right there, Allegri's probably realistic. Brendan Rodgers isn't. Why would he take a step down? Let's be honest. He's going to be top 4 this season. Why would he take a step down? Right now, yes, Arsenal still have pull, and I agree with that. Anyone saying that we don't have any sort of pull, just stop talking because you're wrong. However, when it comes to a manager taking a step down in the way that Rodgers would, it ain't never going to happen. Benitez, again, that's realistic. Patrick Vieira, for me, is not good enough. He'd just be as bad as Arteta. Simeone, again, why would he leave? I'd love Simeone, but why would he leave Atletico Madrid to come to Arsenal? Not even in Europe.
I don't know.
Eddie Howe, bro, like, come on, man. He got relegated with Bournemouth. And they had some good players. They had Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser, Josh King. And I think he's going to get the Celtic job anyway. But, Ljungberg again. Why would we bring in Ljungberg again? He didn't do well when he was here. Sol Campbell, that guy's been managing Southend, for Christ's sake, like League One level. Steven Gerrard I'd take, but he's probably going to get the Liverpool job. And then Allardyce and Wenger, like, we're looking at the wrong. Again, I don't trust anything that these say because it's from Betfair or something like that, and I don't trust these betting companies of anything. But if there is any truth to these sort of links, why aren't we looking at the likes of Niko Kovac from Monaco or Glasner from Wolfsburg? Because Niko Kovac has taken a team from near relegation with barely any money, with not that many great players, and he's taken them to third place in the French league. Glasner has taken a quite mediocre Wolfsburg team to fourth in the Bundesliga. Again, why didn't we look at the likes of Marco Rosa from Gladbach before he went to Dortmund, or even the guy that just went to Gladbach from Frankfurt? We're looking at these really either expensive managers that aren't going to take a step down, or we're looking at managers that aren't good enough. We need to take a look in the middle bracket, people who have experience but aren't. And again, this is why I quite like Hasenhüttl. Yes, he's been thrashed 9-0 twice in his career at Southampton, but he can work with a low budget. He can work with players that maybe don't want to, listen a lot, and he can get something out of the players. We've seen it. He did it at Leipzig. Like, come on.
Okay, what about Espirito Santos?
Oh God, no way, never. He's not good enough again. The guy's 12th right now. Yeah, I get that Raul Jimenez is injured, but his style of football, just no thanks. He's never been good enough. I never rated Nuno to the extent of taking over Arsenal. Some people have.
So people in the chat, do me a favor. People in the chat, I need you guys to do me a favor. Honestly, give me 5 managers who could replace Arteta at Arsenal. People in the chat, let's play along. So I'm thinking realistic, right? Realistic candidates. Okay. So who are 5 guys who could replace Arteta? Interesting. Can you name 5?
Realistic. So obviously not the likes of Ancelotti, etc. I think Niko Kovac is realistic because Monaco, yes, they got top 4, but they're still not great. Again, I think Glasner from Wolfsburg could be maybe realistic. I'd love Ten Hag, but I don't know whether he'd come. Obviously, he rejected Tottenham, so why would he not reject? This is the issue, right? We're all laughing at Tottenham because they've had about 4, 5, 6 managers that have rejected them. Arsenal fans do realise that we're in the exact same boat as Tottenham, right? We're not in Europe. We're struggling to even make anything in the Premier League.
Dizzy,
and
if
anything, Spurs could be in Europe next season and we might not be. So all these Arsenal fans laughing and dying at the fact that they've been rejected by the likes of Ten Hag, we'd be lucky to get them as well. And this is what I'm saying. We can't keep laughing at rivals when we're in the exact same boat because it just makes us look stupid. But realistic signings, I mean, Rafa Benitez, Glasner, Ten Hag, Niko Kovac, and I don't know, man. Graham Potter.
Here's one.
Graham Potter.
Sorry, Allegri, Frank Lampard.
Oh,
Allegri, sorry, Ragnick, Potter. Allegri, Nuno, Ten Hag, Vieira. Sorry, Niko Kovac, the guy at Lille, Rogers, Ragnick, Potter, Ten Hag, Allegri. I think he wants a job, has been out of work for years. Sorry, probably. A lot of people are saying sorry. Why are you guys saying Allegri? He's been without a job for years. You can't do shit. What? Allegri is realistic. I don't know what you're talking about. Is he disagreeing, or is he saying, why are you saying Allegri? He's been without a job for years. You can't do shit. I don't get it.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Explain what you mean.
He'd do bits at Arsenal. Why do you think he'd do bits at Arsenal?
No, I agree. I think he would do bits at Arsenal.
Why do you think oh my God, this Graham Potter thing always Graham Potter. Really?
I can explain why I think he'd do well again.
Okay,
or at least better than Arteta. So Graham Potter, and this is another thing.
He looks like a Tottenham manager, though.
One thing that really annoys me.
He looks like he's going to get the job at Tottenham, I mean.
I see Scott Parker getting it more than him, or Southgate. I hope it's Southgate, because then England can get better. But
okay, so he's trying to reach out for Arteta's hand to help him.
What I would do, so with Graham Potter, one thing that really annoys me when it comes to talking football is when anyone ever says...
this conversation today, aren't you?
Yeah, man. Well, one thing that annoys me is when someone says Bundesliga tax, because it just doesn't exist. Yeah, and it's the same thing when people criticise the likes of Scott Parker because they work at a shit team, let's be honest. Graham Potter, for me, is a good manager. He's proven that. He's conceded 2 more goals this season than Arsenal have, which is pretty good for a 17th place team. Obviously, again, if you actually watch his football properly, they should be scoring so many more goals than they have. It's just they don't have the players to score goals. The way he plays with Brighton, with the likes of Aubameyang, Martinelli, Saka,
Yo, what's good,
Pepe,
Fitz?
we'll be scoring loads of goals, bro.
Yeah, we got wear Nike here, Mr. Sahal. Sahal, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, boys?
No, this guy, man.
Yo, I seen your rant
Visit
earlier.
Somalia, guys. Visit Somalia.
I seen your rant earlier. You want to tell the people what you said earlier today?
Man, honestly, I
You
was
went in.
angry. You know what? I went through the 5 stages of depression. I forgot the first one, but I was angry. I was sad. I'm in denial. Right now, I'm just out of energy, man. I literally went off it, man. But what I said, you know what, was out of my heart. I believe it's true, what I said. And honestly, I believe it, man. I believe the fans really do not care about the club. And I think we're going to show it. I think we're going to protest on the game, but we're not going to protest the sponsors that we actually need to do. We need to protest the sponsors and actually affect these the cronkies. We need to actually do something. And I don't see any of the big Twitter accounts doing it. I don't see any of the big
Honestly, I'm
AFC
thinking
people
about
doing
going to. I'm thinking about burning my shirt at the actual stadium.
Bro, honestly, man. Honestly, I have literally. If the Cronkies do not leave this year, I'm not even joking, guys. I'm not joking, but this is so sad. If the Cronkies don't leave, I will give up. I turn in my Arsenal badge. I will support another team, man. Because
Yo,
I can't do it.
son, if you want to come on, the link is in the chat. Man said, will the Kroenke show ambition, hire a top manager, and finances backing the new man in charge? Have they backed Arteta?
No. Have they backed anyone? They haven't backed anyone.
Have they
man.
backed Arsene Wenger since
No.
David Dean left?
No, man, never. That's what I mean, man. Like, honestly, this season is my last chance, man. I will literally last chance. If Kroenke don't leave, I mean, next year I just support Villa or something, man. Honestly, I had enough of
Yo,
it.
is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that they always bring up the fact that we left our soul at Highbury? Is it that we left our soul at Highbury, or
No,
was
we
it that
sold. No, we sold it to the Cronkies, man.
yeah.
It's not the fact that we left; it's the fact that the Cronkies own us. That's about it. Like leaving
I
a
was
stadium.
literally just gonna say that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that is it that we left our soul at Highbury, or is it that they sold our soul to have the Emirates? That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, bro, it's the Cronkies. I honestly think anyone could run this club better. Honestly, my nan can do it better. My nephew can probably run the club better. Honestly, a dice, a coin flip can run a club better than this. What else can run this club better? You know what? Anything can. Honestly, anything can. This club is rotten up and down. Honestly, we can run this club better. The 3 of us can run this club better. I don't know what can't. Maybe primary school kids can run this club better. You know what? Good. I'm not even joking. I don't know one team that can run this club so badly except the Cronkies. Bro, that's the question of the month, bro. Who would be worse owner than the Cronkies? No one in the league. Even Newcastle, like, yeah, you can hate him, but at least he tried to sell it.
Will they ever back? Have they ever shown ambition to the level where you can say, you know what? It's actually pathetic. The worst part about it is you can look at yesterday and say, you know what, maybe this is the thing that kicks them out. But Sahal, before you came, I asked Gunnar Express this question, and people in the chat, can you name one team in the world that would keep things the same even though they're this bad?
I know one, Arsenal. That's it. No other team. Every team would fire Arteta. Every team. Villa would. except for teams that probably get relegated, they probably keep their manager. Except for that, no other club, no other big club. I mean, big. Let's say big club. Barcelona would never. Juventus would never. Inter would never. I mean, they would be. Arteta would be fired 5 times if
Bro,
he
did
was
you know?
chosen.
Did you miss the Liverpool protest? The Liverpool protest. They made a bonfire and threw all their kits in there back in the Chicks and Gillette days. Do you
That's
remember
what
that?
we need to do that,
Liverpool
man.
don't play games, bro.
We need to do that. We need to do
They,
that, man. We
they
need to
said
get them out.
they bought kits and burnt them.
We need to do that, man. We need to do that. We need to get the sponsors going away. Look what Man
Did you see
United.
Manchester United? What they did?
Yeah, but look, did you hear that Joe Glazer just wrote a letter to the fans? They know,
Yeah.
they can see it. They know it, bro. It's impact has been made. They know, the Glazers know what's happening. Don't pretend that what Man United did has not affected the Glazers. It clearly does. Because if it didn't, they would not make a letter in the first place. What's the point of the letter? The letter is there. Yo, guys, calm down. Now we need to do the same. We got even a better chance of getting bought. I don't understand, Arsenal fans. We got a better chance of being bought than United. We are cheaper. By that factor alone, we are more likely to get bought because more billionaires can afford us than Man United. Man United are twice the valuation of us. That means more people can buy us. We are more likely to be sold. So we need to actually we need to do worse than them. We need to protest games, protest sponsors. You need to get games cancelled. You need to send a message to the Cronkies. You guys ain't welcome here. I do not want to see them again. These guys ain't welcome.
Well, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna start giving them reviews on Trustpilot, giving them zero reviews?
Yeah. You know how much money that's worth, bro. You don't understand how much money that's worth. These things, bro. They lost so much money in the stock market. Adidas. These people work on the stock market. If we affect the sponsorships, they will leave Arsenal. They don't care about Arsenal. The sponsorships only care about Arsenal because they make them they're good for the TV rights and things like that, right? Once we blast Adidas, fly Emirates, visit Rwanda, if we blast them on Trustpilot, the scores will go down, the valuations of the companies will go down, and they will feel it in the pockets. Adidas might leave. You never know. Imagine, Adidas leaves Arsenal because of it. You know how big that is. That would be earth shattering. That would be earth shattering.
That would be massive. Yo, what's good, Aaron? Aaron's smiling. Aaron, you did a video on this today.
Firstly, I've got some really exciting news just now while I was waiting. I've been given special access to go to one of our pre-season matches on July 14th, depending on restrictions. So I get to go inside the stadium and watch the match, which is good news. But yeah, it's
just to let you guys know, he's not an Arsenal fan.
yeah. It's not a massive stadium. It's going to be a away game against Mexborough Athletics. It's one of the non-league teams, but it's glad that they've allowed me into the stadium on July 14th, depending on restrictions. So, very good news there. Look, on Arsenal, and I did, and obviously, me, Gal, I was still shocked after last night's performance, but from a Kroenke side of things, the best thing for him to do is just get the fuck out, man. He needs to go. I don't even look at what Man United are doing. They're forcing postponements on matches. They're trying to hurt, and the United fans are actually going for the sponsors as well. It's hurting them. Whatever's doing has forced them to put out that statement today, Glazer, and say, you know what, we'll be more engaging with fans. First of all, I don't believe it. And secondly, these protests and these postponements and going after the sponsors, they're forcing their owners into a corner. I believe Arsenal fans can come together and do enough to get Daniel Leak to put the bid in. I think if you give him enough contact, they'll do it 100%. And my worry for Arsenal, and I said this on multiple streams last night, I was up till about 2 o'clock in the morning, so I was on multiple Arsenal streams last night, giving my analysis on that match and the situation. And I said on every single one of them, in 3 to 5 years, mark my words, if there is no change, Kroenke's still in charge, Arteta's still manager, and it keeps declining in terms of the quality of players since you guys are out of Europe next season, Arsenal will be in the Championship. And that's not even a prediction. That's a statement.
Oh my God. Guys, Do you know what the Manchester United fans did to their stocks of
Yeah, I
team
know.
viewing?
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
it's brilliant. That's
It's
what
brilliant.
Look at
happened.
this.
That's what I mean, bro.
They dropped their stock
Look at that.
massively
Look at that.
from
We
from
need to
3
do the
point,
same,
from
Igal.
3.9
You know what this means,
to
bro?
all the way down to 3.3.
Bro, we need to
That
do
is
this,
what
bro.
you do with a goal and a way to achieve that goal. That's what United fans are doing. So you know what?
But Aaron,
United fans, well done.
the only
Well
thing
done.
is, yeah, that was a collection of the biggest YouTubers of the United. It was United Stand. It was Stafford Paddock, and it was the big media and the Twitter accounts doing
No,
it
wait,
together.
no. Sahal,
Yeah,
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No.
That
It was a
that
collection of
whole
all
that
United
whole team,
fans.
no, that whole team viewer thing was never started by the United Stand, etc. A bunch of people just started doing it. A bunch of Man United fans just helped on with it. This is what I'm saying. Some people, and I'm going to put this on Arsenal fans because we're the most fickle, stupid fan base in the Premier League. I don't care whether people are going to get pissed at that or not because it's true. The fact that we need to wait for somebody like AFTV or to wait for someone like that to give us the order to go and do something is fucking pathetic. If we as an Arsenal fan base want to get these people out, we don't need to wait for media companies like AFTV because that's what it is. It's a media company. That's what they are now. Yeah. So I love AFTV, and I know that they're backing the Kroenke out protest as much as anybody. But why wait? Just go and do it. The quicker we do it, the quicker they get out, the quicker we get
And you
new
know
owners.
what the bad thing
But
is?
this real quick, Aaron, yeah. And like Sahal said, you said that we need to go and do what Man United do and postpone games. Did you see the protest in quotation marks last night from Arsenal fans? We clapped the same players that went out on the pitch, played like shit, and some of them were laughing when we were still losing the match.
Gunnar, I understand that, bro. But look, if it's damn if you do, it's damn you do. That game where the protest, it was a weekday. Also, I'm not excusing it. It's a weekday, and also especially with the United thing coming out, people are saying, look how negative the damages and blah blah blah, and the negative spin. That I'm not saying it was negative. I think it was positive what the United fans did. But I'm saying, look at the fans of Arsenal. Yeah, we actually we supported our team, and they give us this. They spat on your faces. And now we're not supposed to get angry. Watch, Gunnar. I know Arsenal fans there. I feel like we're not gonna show up. We might show up one day, but this will take time. It will not take one day for us
No, I agree.
to do the.
I don't see these protests lasting any time after this season. What will happen is we'll protest the last of the Premier League games. Nothing will happen. Kroenke will go and buy one player, maybe in a while. That's it. Nobody else. The fans will get really excited again, like they did with Partey, and everybody will forgive him. And I'm sorry, right? And I know a lot of people say, yeah, but Arsenal fans have changed. This is different. It's not different because you've been doing this the last freaking 10 years. And we're still so fickle just to believe what they say. They're liars. They've proven that to us how many times.
I don't even see Arsenal buying our.
Let them do it.
I don't even see you guys buying our because, look at it. You look at the situation right now. You are out of Europe. They're not going to attract our.
I was leaving.
Guys, I know this is mad. At this point, what's next in the foreseeable future? Just try to push the conkeys out, right? Because anything we do with the manager or anything we do with the players or anything we do, we'll have to fluke a league.
Yeah, like Leicester. Basically, we'll have to do a Leicester miracle.
I can tell you what will happen, Igal. If the Cronkies, and Aaron said it, if the Cronkies stay, within 3 years, we will be in the Championship, and I can guarantee you that. And I'll tell you why. The Cronkies will now be thinking, oh no, we've just lost a load of money that steadily comes in every season. They're not going to be drafting up they'll know about the relegation funds. And if you don't know about the relegation funds, you get more money for being relegated than you actually do for winning the Champions League. So it's in a financial point of view, it's worth getting relegated. So what I see them now doing is drafting up with their financial advisors. What is easier, get relegated or win the Champions League? They're going to get relegated. What I see them doing is getting Arsenal relegated, then selling the club when they've made that money. I genuinely see
You know what?
The best thing to happen
Aaron, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Big up to everybody watching. Honestly, it's an absolute shit show of a video when it
I'm
comes
sorry,
to
Egal.
everything
I'm
we have
really
to talk about. Honestly, I don't know what to say today. You guys already heard my expressions of what I thought of everything in relation to Arsenal yesterday with my post-match reaction, and this morning doing my little thoughts video. I'm just gonna leave it on this. You've heard Aaron, you've heard Gunnar Express, you've heard everybody. Velvishwan, what's your take?
Yeah, because I just finished watching the Blazing podcast from AFTV. They were just talking about like you want the owners to get out by like saying, "Oh, you're not gonna buy the merchandise," but let's be honest, you're fooling yourself because every year you keep saying, "Oh, we're not gonna buy the merchandise," but you will because
And I'm
the
wearing it.
kits
Yeah.
are because the
Yeah.
kits are nice and you want to support it, you want to buy it for your like family and kids and that stuff. So it's not gonna happen. They're not saying it. It's just like everyone needs to come together and do that because tourists are gonna obviously buy it because they want
Okay.
to
Yeah.
experience.
People are saying, "Are we gonna do a ratings?" You guys want to do a ratings? Because
Yeah, why not?
in my opinion,
Yo,
this
Egal,
is
everyone
this
gets
is how the
zero.
ratings goes. Let me just do this
Everyone
quickly.
gets a
Leno
Zero.
gets a what?
0.
5.
I don't care.
Zero.
I'll be generous and give him a 2.
Okay, Bellerin.
Zero.
Zero.
Minus
Zero.
2.
He's fucking shit. 0.
Okay, Kieran Tierney.
Zero.
2.
I think
4.
I think
4.
Tyrone he
I'll
wasn't
give him
bad.
4.
Pablo Mari.
He wasn't bad.
2.
0.
2.
2, like 2 or something. Yeah.
Rob Hogan.
Minus
0.
56.
Give him back to fucking Bolton. 0.
Oh,
Partey
awful.
0, man.
Zero.
Partey, I'll give him a 1. That's
0.
generous.
0.
Okay, Odegaard.
0.
Well,
There's literally no picture
ze-
of him, bro. 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faceless. 0.
Okay, Smith
Zero.
Rowe, in my opinion, gets a 4.
He gets
0
a
for
5.
Smith Rowe.
Yeah, 5.
0 for Smith Rowe. Okay,
I give him a 5.
that's mad. Saka.
0.
4. At least he was trying.
Pepe.
0.
3.
1.
0 for Aubameyang as
5.
well.
5
He was the most.
the
He
only
was the only
one
player that tried. He was the only player that tried. I'll give him a 5.
0.
3. Didn't get involved.
0 for Martinelli.
I'll give him a 3 because he tried.
0 for that fucking prick as well.
Minus.
I'll give a 0
Prick
to
can leave.
Agent Willian.
No,
Agent
minus
Willian
for
leave.
mine.
And
Yeah,
Ketchy a
minus,
0.
minus,
Have no
yeah, you can
involvement.
go as well. 0.
Minus. I'm sorry, I'm going to minus for these guys are a waste of space. William and
I-
Ketty are a waste of space.
I would sign John
Indiana.
Jules on a permanent deal rather
Indiana,
than
we're gonna wrap up. What's your take on the whole Arsenal situation and how mad it is?
I think Arsenal fans have just got to get used to the idea that you're not an elite side in the Premier League anymore.
Yep, exactly.
The simple fact of the matter is that you have a manager who finished 8th last season, and won a trophy. Even at Manchester United, he would have got the sack. You're 11th, no trophies. He still hasn't gone. That's big problems. That tells me there isn't ambition to win trophies. There isn't ambition to compete. It tells me they're comfortable with the amount of money they're making already, which is stupid if you ask me from a business perspective, because what will happen over the next 10, 20 years is you'll see less and less Arsenal fans, less and less kids wearing Arsenal shirts. That's what will happen. There'll be less and less merchandise bought. It's ridiculous, but I don't know what the fix is. Like we said last night, we were in a Twitter space together, and I think you need a Rafa Benitez.
And,
If it's me, I'm sacking Arteta right now, and I'm bringing in Rafa Benitez.
Agreed.
And I'm backing a manager. At least this squad is good enough to get you in the top 6 or 7.
listen, I'm done talking about it. Indiana, you know my thoughts. I'm not backing him, and I'm not going to be screaming Arteta out. But at the same time, I see that he is beyond. It's beyond saving his job at this point. It's untenable. Almost. It's almost untenable. That's what I would say at this point. The only reason why it's tenable is because there's players that seem to say they still trust him.
But they're gonna say that, aren't they? That's
No,
the thing. We, Agal, as football fans, we can all see that he is not getting the best out of that squad. You've got 9 centre backs and you can't find a pairing. Thomas Partey. Look at Thomas
It's
Partey.
hilarious. Yo, Indiana, you literally came on 2 minutes before I'm about to end the video. I'm just gonna read the super chat quickly, and then I'll throw it back to you. Bellerin helped created 2 opportunities for him. He got a 5, and I think that's kind of crazy. If you've seen, Bellerin was very sloppy throughout the whole game. Yes, he created 2 chances, but we didn't finish and we didn't score from those chances. So it's pointless at that point, in my opinion. Anyways,
Yeah, but listen, Agal, Aubameyang's not been incredible, right? He's not been incredible.
yeah,
But you don't take the guy off if you need a goal.
no, that's ridiculous.
You don't take the guy off, and that's this. I don't understand this. I don't get it. You've actually got football people in the club. It's not like it's all on the owners. You've also got football people in the club who know this. They know these things. It's ridiculous what's going on with Arsenal.
Indiana,
Yeah,
they got
yo,
no power.
guys,
This man
I'm not
got
gonna
no
lie to you
power,
guys.
man.
I gotta wrap this up, but I'm gonna tell you guys, check out the Football Terrace. I'm gonna head over there just now. The link's there. Tell them Miguel sent you. And you know what? I'm out of here, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. And guys, in the video, don't go nowhere. We're gonna have a chat after.